And we're live. Hello, my peoples.
Hello. Dana, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you. You know, you'd think we see each other all the time, but it's been busy.
It has been busy. I mean, the last week, 2 weeks, they just blur together, but we're here now, October 1st.
It's Laura's favorite part of the year.
I love fall and autumn and the trees changing and the cool air and just, yes, all the feelings of autumn is just so beautiful. So, I love this.
We miss you. Every time we dance and sing, it's just not the same.
Yes, we do miss Sarah.
Hope you're doing good. They're flying in. We got Miss Lizzie. How are you, darling? Good to see you. So we're shaking things up. We're going to let a few more people pop in, but we're going to shake things up a little bit this week. And, you know, to ring in a full moon, yes, we are the Singing Sisters and dancing. Hi, Rob. Hey, Yeti. Yeah, so anyway, this week we're going to try something a little bit different with the full moon because, you know, it's important to do some sort of ceremony with the full moon, and we kind of do something quick all the time on here. But we decided we're going to do just a more in-depth ceremony in a private Zoom room and do readings afterwards. So if you are interested in being part of that, the link is in the description. You can go to that. It's $35, and that includes the full moon ceremony and a reading by both Laura and I, 2 for 1. Or even better yet, you can join our Patreon at the $45 level, and you get access to full moon and new moon ceremony and readings and other readings throughout the month, meetups, weekly lessons, all the things.
Patreon's really where it's at. It is an all-in-one package. You get lessons and readings and all kinds of fun stuff. So for a more in-depth coverage with the Seven Sisters, that's the way you want to go, because we are very active in that platform and there's so much more content in that platform as well. But we are so excited to be doing yet another full moon with you all on Facebook, but we will be taking it more in depth. And we would love you to all join us. And that's over on our website as well. So if you want to check that out as we go on through the night, you can register and then meet us in a private Zoom room this afternoon or a little bit later.
Yes, and it's so much fun. One of my favorite things is reading with the sisters, with another sister, because we all get essentially the same message per se, but we get it in completely different ways. And it's funny, like, Laura and I always joke around, like, I'm the dead dad person. Like, if you have a dead dad, like, I'm going to pick him up, you know, stuff like that. So it's just such a beautiful way to plug in. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for being a patron, and thank you for the nice words about our Patreon. We're really trying to make it into a great community space for everybody to kind of come and learn and grow. And it's a safe place. You know, sometimes it's hard to kind of walk the walk and be who you are and all of that. But this is a safe place that we've created in the meetup. And we're also, you know, we talked about doing the Awakening Academy or Awakening group. And we've kind of decided that so much of our existing Patreon group and a lot of the people that are moving in, it would just work to integrate you all in. So if you are awakening and you're going through the empath issues, your body hurts, you have physical symptoms and headaches and all of that, you're hearing things, you're seeing things, you're knowing things all of a sudden, you don't know why you know them. This is where you want to join. You want to join at least our $20 group or our $45 level. because what we're going to end up doing is we have a weekly lesson that you'll have access to, and then you'll also have access to all the older lessons, which is great. And then weekly we have our meetups, and so we're going to move to more of like a bi-weekly thing where it's more focused on readings, trying to read one another, make sure we're validating our gifts and things like that. And then the other weeks we're going to do lessons, and in that we're going to be doing some practice within that, but it's going to be more like talking about whatever you want to talk about. First off, we'll come with some ideas, but we're totally open to hearing what you guys want to talk about, learn about, and all of that.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad, Sarah, you got to catch us tonight. We love and miss you so much. Sarah was also one of our Patreons, but she is in the schools, so she got called back to do school duty. So we're so thankful for all the people that are at the schools and working in the communities and all trying to do their best to facilitate some healthy growth in this crazy time, right? Is it not just kind of bonkers or what? And astrology wise, they have been predicting this October 1st surprise, or the big October now for some time. And all the astrologers have been kind of pointing out this full moon, because it's actually our harvest full moon, right, Dina? And usually it's around the fall equinox. So we usually see this around September, like 22nd, 23rd, usually falls in there. But now we're getting it in October. So it's really interesting that we're getting it a little bit later in the year. So that actually gives us a double whammy of full moons. But we're going to start taking a lot of all this content into Patreon, and we're going to have deeper ceremonies, and we're really going to make this a very special time. So when we get upon these full moons and new moons, we can really reflect deeper with all of you and really work with you in that space to be able to make sure that we're manifesting and we're keeping track of what's going on in our lives, right? So we would love for you all to go over there and join that Patreon page, because that would really be helpful in your growth. So if you feel connected to us, we would love you to join us over there.
Yes.
And if you're a Patreon member, which is some fun things going on in October, we have tons of classes going on. Lots and lots of amazing classes that are happening. And if you're a Patreon member, you get 20% off on your classes. So that is a really good way to kind of maintain with some of the lessons, and then also get a big discount on all your classes. So I would love to talk about some of the classes that we have going on.
Yes, please do. Well, you just did your first, well, not your first ever, but the first in a series of shamanic journey classes online.
Yes, it was my first time online, and I don't speak for all psychic people, because Dana is definitely amazing on the computer, but I definitely have some technology issues. Me and technology, it'll just start flashing. It's just a weird thing. We've always had issues. So I have always been a little leery of like putting this on there and how it would look. And I want to really be able to connect with people and have that personal connection. So I've been back and forth on the fence, and Dana and the girls have been so encouraging. And I'm so blessed to have a community like this to support me and encourage me to do this work. And I was able to get it launched into Intro to Shamanic Journeys. And we just started our first class on Tuesday, and all the ladies did absolutely phenomenal. It was just so heartwarming to see kind of growth, and that we can touch so many people. We have people from all over the place taking these courses, and I'm just so happy and so thankful that we can offer this level of spiritual development on this platform. So we have that class that just started, and I will be starting another one probably the beginning of November as another Intro to Shamanic Journey class. So if you do feel called to reunite with Mother Earth and connect spiritually, in that sense, we would love for you to join that one as well. But I also have a Psychopump class coming. Dana's taken that one. So that's one of Dana's personal favorites.
Yes. Well, tell them what Psychopump is. Because like when I told my husband, I was like, hey, I'm going to go take a Psychopump class with Laura. He went, the what?
So essentially, it is all about Shamanic culture. We believe that death is not the ending, but a new start to a new cycle. And
you're cutting out there, Laura.
Told you, see, my energy. Here we go.
It's almost Mars retrograde.
Here we go, Dana. Don't jinx me.
So you were talking about death in the shamanic culture.
Yes. So many times we view it as an end. That's the end of it. But in shamanic culture, we believe that it's just a whole new cycle and a whole new beginning. And a lot of people are called to assist people when they're dying, when they are ill and getting ready to cross over, and to help their bodies transition. And many times, some of these souls get stuck here on earth, and we know that we can feel and sense ghosts that are at dis-ease and need help. And this is such a strong basis for anyone that has spiritual gifts to be able to facilitate a relationship and be able to feel comfortable working with those kind of spirits, because they are at dis-ease, and we're feeling a lot of that lately.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a very important thing. And obviously you got to make sure you take that journey class first before you jump on into Psychopomp. But I think Laura's I think she said she's going to do another one in November. And as soon as we get the dates on that, make sure you pop in and sign up for that, because that is going to fill up quickly. And you'll need that as a prerequisite to do any of her other. And there's lots of other classes that I'm looking forward to taking. And Laura is an amazing teacher. And I don't just say that because she's 7 sisters and my sister, but, I chose to do my shaman work with Laura because she's that good. So, and I use what she teaches me every single day in what I do and just in living life. I think in getting connected, better connected. We talk about all of you going through your awakenings and feeling uncomfortable. Even if you do nothing else with this than just learn how to journey, it builds such a beautiful way of meditation, of connecting with spirit, with connecting with your inner self, really answering some of your own questions. Of course, we love doing readings for you, but my shaman teacher's favorite thing to say is, well, did you journey on it? If you ask her a question and she goes, well, did you journey on it? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go in and journey. And Laura really does this in such a fantastic way. So please keep your eyes peeked out for that next offering. And then we've got Pam offering her beginner trance class. She's also teaching an intermediate one now, which is a freaking kick in the pants. So much fun. So that's also a great way to get to know your guides and have better connections. It's an amazing class. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, that is available. And then I think we're going to do a Meet Your Guides class.
Yes, Pam has a lot of exciting classes. I wrote down Pam's class starts, I think the trance class starts the 27th is what I want to say, but definitely go to our website. And if you feel interested in any of these classes, please register, because they are very, very limited, even though they are online. We try to keep the rooms manageable for the practitioners, so you really get a very hands-on experience. You don't feel shoved in a Zoom room with a bunch of other people, and you don't spiritually connect. And we make sure that everybody really gets very strong spiritual connections in these classes. So if you feel drawn to needing that connection and needing to figure out a way to make that connection, we are your girls. So we're very excited to be launching lots of classes for October, November, and December. So pay attention to that. And like Dana said, if you're a Patreon member, you get discounts on it. So it's a great way to go as far as the fall and winter.
Oh, that's so awesome. Man, you win, girl. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, stay posted. We've got some really awesome classes coming and some really amazing content coming to Patreon. We're really stepping up our game. So please make sure, if you don't already, please make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all of the things. And I think maybe we're going to try to go live next week as well, because we have another big announcement.
We have so many fun, exciting things going on at Seven Sisters. So thank you all so much for being here and being part of this platform and supporting us. It brings us so much love and happiness that we know that there is a community out there. We know you guys are out there, but we're impacting so many people, and our inboxes are full constantly from all of you. So thank you so much. And if you know anyone that you think would benefit from some of this, please like, share, send it their way so they can see this, because you would be surprised at the amount of people that are awakening right now. The people you don't think are awakening are awakening.
Yes.
It is the time. It is the great time, the great shakeup, So we're in the great reset, and everybody's kind of being reset to what keeps them whole, what keeps them going. And I think that this full moon is just such an incredible time for everybody to really realign into those natural things that really bring us peace, love, joy, abundance, happiness. And you know me, I'm a fall girl, full moon fanatic. So I am so pumped for October, and I am so excited that you guys are all here.
Yay. And, just to reiterate, it's really important. Doing moon rituals are really important to our overall general well-being. It's a moment for us to kind of take a moment and evaluate. Make sure that everything that you're doing is resonating in your life. It's an evaluation point to really take in what's working, what isn't working. And there's many different ways that you can bring in the full moon. You can join us on our private thing in a little bit, if you will. And I got to tell you, I do love doing things in a group for this kind of work. It adds more power when we all can kind of focus in on what you want to manifest or what you're releasing or anything like that. It just adds more power to it, which is pretty cool. But you can always do this on your own too. So a couple of things, and you've seen us do this before. The full moon. Does anybody know what the full moon's about? Do we release or do we take in on the full moon? Who is it? First person to answer gets a free invite to our Zoom room. I'm not kidding.
I love it.
I didn't clear that with Laura, but I'm gonna do it now. If you have the right answer and you put it in the comments, the first one to comment will get a free invite to our private Zoom room tonight.
It'll be Liz. For our guidance, focus on release.
Release. Oh, so what do we do? Do we give it to Alexandria? I feel like we should release. Yeah, we got it in first.
Yeah, she got it.
All right, Alexandria. Well, you get in free tonight. Message us, please, on Facebook, and I'll make sure. No release. Tammy said no release. I don't know what that means. Quo said release. So you guys are all good. It is releasing. And our lovely Lydia, I wish she was here. She is doing Korean Thanksgiving tonight, but you can write down whatever you release on here. And then you take it, and because you're releasing it, you fold it away from you. If it was the new moon, you fold it into you because you're bringing it in, and you write down anything that you want to release on this piece of paper, okay? You can flush that piece of paper. You can go outside and burn it. Don't burn it inside. And sometimes it can just be lighting a candle. If you don't have a piece of paper, you can do this and visualize what these things are and release them. But whatever resonates. Oh, she's letting someone else. Oh, that's funny.
You're the best, Liz.
But make it your own. And I like doing a lot of water stuff as well on the full moon. So, you've heard us talk about moon water before. You put some water out into the moonlight. It's great to drink the next day, put in your plants, feed to your animals. You girls, listen, Quo, Just
Jada will check it because she's got this like fancy stream device here for us, and they just pop up on the screen. But we will definitely.
I think they're fighting over it.
I will check.
I didn't want it to be a bloodbath. I know we're in this. Also, we're in Aries, kids. Oh, so this is a full moon in Aries, and here's a few little things. So anyway, before I get to the actual things that are going on astrologically, make something about the full moon good. Get your moon water, put it outside, drink it the next day, take a bath, scrub away anything you want to release. And then there was something else with water. Laura, what was it going to be? I can't remember.
Moon water, bathing. It's so important. You know, right now, this moon, you can harvest a lot of anger, a lot of animosity. There's a lot going on to get very frustrated about and take it out on other people because they're closer to you. Bathing, cleansing your aura is so important. Be able to detach from the issue or the problem and allowing yourself to kind of release. So I love bathing and just aura cleansing. It's very, very powerful, definitely during moon cycles because we have so much water, right? And the moon controls the water. So it's really important for us to get back into the flow, connect with flow. So many times we're always swimming up the river. And sometimes it's nice just to let go and just to float down the river. And so when we're in these very heightened, frustrated spaces, especially during moon time, it's great to lean into your element, your fire, your water, your air, your earth, and find those things to be able to ground you. So yeah, this moon is just, I love it. I love the harvest full moon. I mean, it just reminds me of like our ancestors and how they would stay up late in the full moon and picking all their harvest and their crops. And it's just a time of remembering kind of where we came from, honoring the cycles of Mother Nature, really connecting on a deeper level, getting ready to go into that hibernation time, getting into that deep relaxation. What do we really want to focus on? What do we really want to see carry through the winter time and then really start to blossom in the spring? And what are things that we can kind of let go of too, is so important. So it's a lot going on this full moon, and there's a lot of nervousness and anxiety. I have felt that very, very strongly. Our kids are in like the second phase, third phase, fifth phase. I have no clue, right? Don't really care that much, but they got to go back to school October 1st. There's a lot of nervousness and anxiety around that. Even though there's a lot of relief, there's so many different unknowns happening for so many people in this space. So knowing when that's arising, is it yours? Is it somebody else's? And being able to release that. And full moons are the perfect time to evaluate where that energy is coming from, how it's impacting you, and being able to release it. We can't ever fix anything when we're focused on the negative. We can only fix things when we're focused on a positive, which is really hard because when you're just focusing on all of the junk, it feels like it's overwhelming, right? But it's just reevaluating, reshifting ourselves and telling people really what you want and what you need, because we're not all mind readers. Everybody can't know what you want and what you need. So being able to shift to that mindset of being able to be assertive, speak your ground, keep your boundaries. Libras are huge. Balance, right? Like keep your balance, keep it balanced. So, come with focused decisions, and really be able to take that time now to be a leader too. And isn't Aries all leadership, right? So we're stepping into these times where we're kind of uncomfortable. We're going to do things that we haven't done, that isn't routine, but it's so necessary for our growth right now, for our evolution of a community, as a collective human consciousness. There's so many of us waking up. There's so many of us that we're holding space for. So you're even here at this platform. You're a light worker. You are somebody here that's an ambassador of the light. You come here to help people awaken and to awaken in yourself. So Dana's giving me the smiley.
You are the light workers of Facebook and YouTube. Well, we do have to get over to our official thing, but please do something special tonight if you aren't able to join us on Zoom. And just do something to honor yourself, something to release. Just a little warning to all of you. You know, Aries is a beautiful sign, and it's a lot of ambition, a lot of drive, but there's also a lot of anger going on. Remember that Mars is retrograde in Aries right now, and Aries is also in Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So there's just a lot, like, be patient with people. You know, it's funny, you were talking about your kids. Alexandria was talking about her kids. The Aries is the baby of the zodiac, and sometimes can be a little impulsive, can be like that kid, right, that thinks that they're capable of way more than they can, and then they get themselves into impulsivity issues and things like that. So just like we're doing today, take that moment in, focus in on what you need, get that moon water going. Don't forget to put your crystals out in the moon, get them all charged up, and we will see you next week with some more fun stuff. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.